Introducing our seventh speaker for the evening on relationships, Mrs. Jill Robin Payne.
You get to a certain age and it's really hard. I want to say something right now that Stacy and Bo, I've spoke many places, and I have been prayed upon by everybody here, and it's just been wonderful. I'm having a great relationship, and I think you all are having a great relationship with everyone too. What do you think? Yeah. I'm just amazed. I wish the world could get some of this, and when you leave here, I would love for you, I'm a therapist, so I only give suggestions, I would love for you to spread the goodness, because I have goosebumps. I've gotten my therapy, so I'm going to get back to my little notes. I had this, I was going to ask you all a question. It's a very important question. How many therapists does it take to change a light bulb? Anybody? One, okay? Because the light bulb has to want to change. And you know what? That is what is an issue with people. We get married and we want to change our spouse. We meet a cutie pie and we want to change them. And I have news for everybody here. Don't even waste your energy, okay? Go to church. Now, when people come to see me, I give them an analogy. I say that everyone is just like a 1968 Camaro. They're a classic. You wouldn't want to change that, would you? You wouldn't even want to change it to a Mercedes, would you? Because then it wouldn't be a classic. Now you might want to realign it, right? Smooth it out, polish it up, put some oil in it, so that it'll run smoother. And that's what I tell my clients. I believe there's no one that needs to be fixed. No one's broken. We just need to maybe be guided and maybe go a different direction. And so what we're going to be talking about today is everything is relational. I've been given by Bo, he picked it out, from Corinthians, and we're going to talk about that and how you can get more of being equally yoked. Now, you're having a relationship with me, I'm hoping it's doing pretty good, and you're also having a relationship with your chair. I don't know how it's working for you. It could be a little bit too hard, could be too soft, or it could be just right, like Goldilocks. And if it's just right, then you know it's working for you. And that's the same in relationships. So if you have a chair, it's not working for you, what are you going to do? You're going to change your position, right? You might put a pillow on it, might adjust it, and that's the same what I want you to think in relationships. Don't throw the relationship away. You're not going to throw that chair away, are you? Right? It's a good chair. You just might have just, change it a little bit. Excuse me. Realign it a little bit. So what I'd like to talk about today, and I'm going to read it because, my memory's not that great, and it's the 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, for what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? So what I wanted to first talk about is a yoke. I don't know if you know what a yoke is. We're not talking about an egg. We're talking about a device that farmers use, and I think they still use it. Do they still use it? Yeah? And it's a wooden device that connects two big animals, oxen or horses, and they use it to plow the land. So they need them to be equally matched. So if they put a chihuahua in one side and an ox in another, you may get some yapping, and then the ox is going to do all the work. Do you want a relationship where someone's doing all the yakking and then you're doing all the work, or vice versa? So I'm going to be giving you some little hints on how you can get more action from wherever you are and get what you want. The first thing is you need to know what you want, right? So when they say equally yoked, it's the same thing as in psychology. Oh, and by the way, I want your help because I am a woman. I don't mean to say this, but I talk a lot. And so when Pretty Miss Tasha comes out, I'd really appreciate if you would go to not do this with the cane, but just to let me know that it's time for me to go. It's okay. I won't be offended. I'm a therapist. Okay, so consciousness of kind is the same thing as being equally yoked, except it's a psychological term. And basically what it means is we like to be with our own kind. We like to be with people that have the same beliefs, have the same morals, and have the same values. Makes sense, right? Sometimes, for some reason, we hook up with people, we go a little too fast, and we might hook up with people that have different values. Can cause some problems. It's not the end of the world. Now, morals are different than values. We're going to work on our values today. I'm going to give you some homework that you can go home and do with your spouse or just do for yourself. So morals, I'm going to read. It's a set of rules that tells you right from wrong based on the belief systems of society, culture, and religion. It's different than values. Values are your rules or my rules, okay? And they are influenced by morals, religion, family, just your background, your upbringing. Now, what happens is couples can get together, and remember, values are what? They're rules. So I have couples, and they're wondering, how come they're bickering and they're stepping on each other's toes? And I say, well, what are your rules? They go, what do you mean rules? We don't have any rules. We just sort of go like this. I said, everyone has rules. They're like, not me. And so then we talk about the values. And so what I do is I have my couples, they do homework assignments. So when you come see me, you do a homework. They like it. I give them these little colored cards. They keep them. They think they're really cute. Anyway, so one of the homework assignments for the couples is they go home and they make it like a little game, because if you make it fun, then you'll do it. If it's boring, you're not going to do it. So that's another thing. Make your life fun, okay? So that you'll live it and have a good time and you'll get more people just like you. So anyway, so they go home. And I tell them on a piece of paper, each write their values. And then have the spouse guess their values. And whoever gets the most correct gets a back massage, gets whatever, gets dinner, whatever you want. And so they win something. And if they both do it, get their values correct, then they both win. Now, for individuals, because values affect your self-esteem. They also affect your behavior. So if I like people, which you can probably tell that I value people, right? You can tell I like you. So what you value comes through in your behavior. And what happens with people sometimes is their behavior does not match their value. And that can be an issue. Let's say that you're a Christian. You believe in Christ. You were raised where Christianity is very important to you. And then you get older and you don't go to church. You don't obey the Ten Commandments. You swear. You don't dress well. Should I go on? Okay, so those type of people, it makes you not feel good about yourself. So what's the answer to those type of people? What's the answer? Go to church. Easy solution. Why do they come see me? I don't know. So these are things that are very, very important. So values. Okay. So now you're wondering how can you tell people's values, right? Does anybody want to know how you? Okay. I'm going to give you a secret. One is behavior, but as we found out, sometimes they give you mixed behavior. Another is when they do the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Now, you may go to some therapists and they'll tell you, don't say shoulda, don't say woulda, it makes you feel awful. I say listen to your shoulda, wouldas and listen to other people's shoulda, wouldas because you're a great crowd. I'm telling you. I mean, that feels so good. I thank you so much. Okay, so if I say to my husband, I go, oh, it's done! Oh, okay, may I say, thank you. May I say one thing? Okay, so make your environment motivate you to do what you want and go where you want to go, and surround yourself with believers and pass on the goodness, and thanks for your help.